Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield.
And I'm Julie Wakefield.
And in this video, we're going to teach you how to network. And we're going to do it today by talking about the do's and don'ts of business networking. Hey guys, we make a lot of videos about how to network and grow your business. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything. And if you have anything to add to today's video, please leave us a comment down below. Now, Julie talked me into going networking the first time, and this was something that I really thought would not work. But she talked me into it, and after the phone rang for my plumbing company 3 times the next week, I thought, you know what? There might be something to this. And I gotta tell you, it really does work. So the very first thing that I wanna tell you is, look, don't be shy. Get out there, walk in, get comfortable speaking to people. But one of my big things is learn to tell stories. When people come up to me and they look at my shirt and they say, oh my God, you're a plumber. Well, normally I mess them up. I say, no, really, I'm a drug dealer. The shirt just throws them off. But the funny thing is, when people tell me what's wrong, they want to talk about their plumbing, and I'm pretty good at telling them stories about that.
You know, storytelling draws interest. So the more you can tell stories, the more that you can also ask people about them. You know, I'll make it all about you, but always ask people to share their stories. Then you get into that conversation, and then it becomes easy to build those quality relationships that you're looking for. Second tip is don't just network when you have to. Oh my gosh, I think sometimes we get all in our world, you know, and we're thinking I'm busy and I don't have to go networking and I don't have to keep my pipeline filled. But oh my gosh, what happens then when you're finished with all these projects and you look up one day and you go, I don't have anybody to call. I don't have anybody that's interested. So you need to network, especially when you are busy. Get out there and keep your pipeline filled, because then you never have those lulls.
Now, are you busy or are you productive? If you're productive, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But just saying, hey, look, I'm busy all the time because you're playing around on Facebook, you're caught up in TikTok all day, whatever the deal is, what are you really doing and is it productive? Because I'm telling you, when I go networking, I am building relationships with people that tell other people about what it is that I do and what I do best. And by being around them and talking to them week after week, it really does help me grow.
You know, Roger, networking is your lead generation time, and you need to lead gen every day. You need to block out at least a couple of hours on your calendar. And if it's a networking day, then that's your lead gen time.
Well, let me tell you a story. I used to work for a plumbing company that literally only bid jobs when they were slow, meaning they'd go out and bid a lot of jobs. They'd get a big job and they would stop. They would stop estimating, stop billing at all, because they knew we were fixing to take on a lot of work.
Yeah, you're getting really busy.
You bet. Nothing wrong with that. Slow down a little bit, but they would wait till we were almost completely done with the job to start bidding again. So we'd hire a bunch of people in to get the job done. We'd let go of them. Then when we got the next one, we'd hire a bunch in and then we'd let go of them. It doesn't work very well that way. Be consistent at everything you do. Number 3, and this is a really big one for me, connect on social media. And the thing is, I really don't even carry business cards to events anymore. I try to remember to. We actually just went to San Antonio with about 1,000 electrical, plumbing, HVAC, and roofing companies nationwide. Again, I get there and I tell Julie, oh my God, I don't have any cards. But the cool thing is, when I met people, I would look them up on LinkedIn and send them a connection request.
Right.
What a great place and a great way to connect with people through social media.
Right. No, when you're connected on social media, then you are always communicating because they're following your posts. And then if you're engaging with them, then they're getting to know you. And it just makes so much sense to connect on social media. That's a great way to expand your network too.
And it's a great way to get to know more about each other without just having to sit and bond. Don't get me wrong, bond is amazing, but learning more about them from watching what they do, what they post, what kind of things they have to say, that's really neat.
It's ongoing communication. So speaking of a face-to-face, don't be afraid to ask for one. Oh my gosh, do you know that you don't want to discount the fact that if you sit down with somebody for 30 minutes to an hour and that's really all it takes, just to sit down and really enjoy their company, talk to them, get to know them. We use the bond method in Master Network, so we teach you how to do that. But then at the end of that, then you understand how you can go out and refer them, and they understand then how they can go out and refer you. That is such quality time. So make sure that you are scheduling face-to-face time every week.
And the thing to remember is don't set this up as a sales call. And I've had that done to me. I had a guy literally sit down, open up his book, and start questioning me. Tell me about your portfolio. Where do you have your money invested? How much money do you make? And I'm looking at him and I'd say, hey, where'd you grow up? And he looked like I slapped him. He says, what do you mean? It's like, well, where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to high school? Oh, well, I grew up in California. Okay, cool. And he'd start talking again, what kind of things do you invest your money in? What do you like? And I'm like, where'd your wife grow up? And I mean, again, he looked so frustrated.
Getting irritated, right?
And after about 15, 20 minutes, I just shut my book. I said, hey, we're done. And he said, well, we booked an hour. We're not done. I said, no, we are. You're trying to sell to me, and I'm trying to build a relationship. This is not working. Still to this day, I got to tell you, I will not refer him to anybody for anything and never will, because I don't want any of my friends to have to go through something.
No, he broke your trust. So remember, networking is not sales. Networking is lead generation. Yes, lead generation through building relationships. It can lead to sales. We want it to lead to sales, but this is not the time.
And the neat thing about networking, you're not selling to those people. You're hoping that you build a relationship with them and they introduce you to their people. Number 5, stay up to date. Are you up to date on all your social profiles? Are you up to date with what is the best networking event to go to or the best networking group to be associated with? We got involved with Master Networks because we get training, we get education, we get a lot of things out of it, but it's been good for us. We also go to some evening networking events sometimes, and we try to keep our social media up to date and very well tied together. So if somebody finds me on LinkedIn, it looks similar to my YouTube, similar to my TikTok, similar to my Instagram, keeping things together, keeping things up to date, and posting regularly is a great way to communicate with people.
Absolutely. When you're in those networking groups, make sure you're staying up to date with what's going on with people in the group. Make sure if somebody's going through a life event that you're celebrating or that you're providing support for them if they need it. So make sure that you are actively involved in your groups, you're up to date on social media, and then things will begin to blossom for you.
And another thing is, if you carry business cards, make sure they're up to date. I love it when somebody hands me a business card and they're marking out somebody else's name and putting their name on it, marking out the phone number, putting their phone number. It's like
they're new.
It's like, okay, did you just start here or what? Oh, no, I've been there. I'm just out of cards. Well, you know what? Think about it in advance and order some.
The best way to develop relationships is to make sure you're connecting people to the people they need to meet. It's about what you put out into this world, because what you put out is really what comes back to you. So make sure that you're asking them when you're meeting with face-to-faces, or if you're in a meeting, that you are saying, who do you need to meet? How can I help you? Because that's going to help grow their network, and then eventually you're going to grow yours too.
And I love that, because you're not asking them to buy from you. You're letting them know who they could introduce you to that maybe they have in their pipeline that could actually help you grow your business. I love that when people stand up and say, look, here's who I am, here's what I do, and here are the people that I would like to be connected with, because I'm automatically thinking, who can I connect them to? And I think that part's great.
Yep.
So the next one, number 7, is a big one to me, and I've already mentioned it, but it's so big I'm going to mention it again. Don't sell. That's not what necking events. That's not what That's not what networking events are all about. They are there to build relationships. Don't get me wrong, you're going to get sales out of it if you do it right. And if you build relationships with people at networking events, these people are there to grow their businesses. You build relationships with them, you help them grow theirs, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to help you grow yours.
I teach corporate etiquette. And I think one of the most important things that you can do is to keep in mind what it means to be respectful. So I think one of the most important things you can do is to be respectful. Know the rules of etiquette. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Make sure you listen more than you speak. Make sure you have good eye contact. Make sure that you are shaking hands. And in today's world, you may have people want to do a fist bump, or just maybe put your hand over your heart to greet people, because some people are still not really sure if they should be shaking hands or not. Just be respectful. If you are okay with it and somebody else is not okay with shaking hands, then just let that go. Don't try to force your views on someone else.
And the last one, this is one Julie's really good about. Find a polite way to exit a conversation. Here's the deal. Some people, when they go to a networking event, they think they're there to meet everybody in the room and get a card from everybody. The real point of it is, if you can make 3 or 4 good contacts, and I'm talking like a happy hour networking event. The ones that we meet at weekly, I want to get to know everybody in the room eventually, but not today. What I try to do is make sure that I make 3 or 4 good connections, good contacts. Remember to follow up with them, connect with them later. But the big thing is, if I walk into a conversation and I realize these are people that I'm probably not going to be able to help, and they're probably really not going to be able to help me, I need to find a polite way to exit the conversation. And Julie, you're a queen at this.
Absolutely. You don't want to spend time with somebody all night that is not going to be able to refer you, that's not really a good connection, or somebody that you really don't like. Because remember, we do business with people we know, love, trust, and connect with. If you're not going to love them and connect them to other people, then don't spend a lot of time there. So you can easily just say, hey, I see somebody across the room over there that I need to go say hello to. It's been a pleasure to get to know you. I'm sure I'll connect with you later. Please excuse me. And then you just leave. You do not have to be cornered by somebody who will not let you go. So we hope that you learned something here at this video about do's and don'ts of networking. If you have something that you would like to say, please leave a comment. Maybe you've got something we didn't mention that would be valuable for all of our community to learn. Make sure you let us know.
I hope y'all enjoy that. And remember, if you see us out in public, she's the do's, I'm the don'ts. It makes it really easy. Anyway, I'm Roger Wakefield.
I'm Julie Wakefield.
And we'll see you in the next video if we don't see you at a networking event first.